Hey guys, it's Dawn, that farm wife, and today we're gonna make some rice wine. Super simple, easy recipe. All you need is, and you've probably got this in your house already, 2 cups of long grain white rice in a gallon jug. This is a gallon jug. 2 cups of rice, and we're gonna put in 4 cups of sugar. I have pure cane sugar, so it's brown, but you can definitely use white sugar. Can you use any other kind of rice? I don't know, I've only done it with the long grain white rice. 4 cups of sugar. Then we're gonna add in some boiling water. And I just fill it up with my pot here. There's no exact amount. So boiling water. We're gonna stir this up until the sugar dissolves. Now I use my own tap water because we have well water and it tastes pretty good, but if you live in the city and your water tastes yucky or it's full of chlorine, by all means use a filtered water or spring water, bottled water. You don't want to mess this up by using some icky tasting water. All right, I think that is dissolved, and I know it looks brown. It's not going to be brown if you just use plain white sugar. Then we're going to top off this jar with some just regular tap water. My tap water, well water. You don't want to fill it to the brim because you're going to give it room to bubble. And I'm using cold water just to cool it down. Here, give it about an inch or so of head space. Then you want to let this cool down to room temperature, or at least below 90 degrees. And we can check that with my little thermometer here. It's at 124. Might not kill my yeast, but we're gonna let it get cooler. All right, so let that cool down to room temperature, and then we're gonna add some yeast. All right, so the rice and sugar and water has cooled down to room temperature, so now we're gonna add the yeast. And all I'm using is regular bread yeast. Like I said, you've probably got this at your house. So it's gonna be 2 tablespoons of regular bread yeast. Just dump it in there. You can stir it if you want to, but if you just leave it alone, it's just gonna dissolve anyway. All right, so once you have that in there, you're gonna put a lid on it. Lid. And you're gonna let it sit for 21 days. At 21 days, then you're gonna siphon it off of here and you've got wine. I like to give it a stir every day for like the first week, and you're gonna see a lot of bubbles growing when you do that. Anyway, that's just how I do it. But anyway, that's it. And we're gonna show you what the finished product looks like. Okay, so after your rice wine has sat for 21 days, you're gonna siphon it off into some other containers or bottles. I use old wine bottles that have screw tops, so that it just works for me, okay? I like to recycle. I'll drink some wine, okay? All right, so we're gonna put it in those bottles. You don't wanna get all the way down to the bottom. I got this little siphoning thing off of Amazon. I don't think it costs that much. It's got a nice little primer doohickey. You could use any little hose for sure. When I've done this now, like I said, 21 days, this one's gone over a couple of days. Tastes pretty good, but honestly, like I had an extra bottle left over. We drink this stuff quite a bit. It probably sat for another 3 weeks And the flavor was even better. So like any wine, the longer you let it sit, the better it gets. All right, so this one is an old Bacardi bottle. That's not the lid that goes to that. Before you put it in any of these containers, you're gonna wanna clean them. I use hot soap and water. Everybody you watch who makes wines gotta use Star San. Honestly, it's supposed to be a no rinse sanitizer. And my thought process is if you don't rinse it off, that means it's going in your wine. So I have only used soap and water. I've not had any problems. I've not had any go bad. I've not had any mold, but you do you. Okay, I'm not telling you that that's the way to go. I'm just telling you that's what I do. So for your safety purposes, you clean as much as you want. I also think the alcohol in here is going to kill anything. And I have gotten 25 to 28 proof from this rice wine when I've made it. And the longer it sits too, the more that'll clear up. This was a clear bottle, and it is a little bit cloudy. And I usually get about 3.5 bottles off of here. And then we just feed the rice that's left over to our chickens. We have some happy chickens, okay? And just tilt in the jug here to get more out of here. And this jar actually is a pickle jar. So you can use whatever you've got. And even if you don't have a pickle jar, I think I bought that jug off of Amazon too for not very much. I think I got 2 jugs for like $17. I could be wrong, but good enough. All right, there you have it. That is how I make rice wine. And it tastes pretty good. Just like this, like I said, about 25, 28 proof. So if you try this and tell me how you liked it, down in the comments, I'd appreciate it. All right, thanks for watching. Hey, so I thought I'd just show you how I know what proof my rice wine is or any other wine you're making. Now most people use a hydrometer. That involves math. I'm not doing that. This is a refractometer. So all you got to do, and you calibrate it when you first get it. Put a drop of your wine on here. No bubbles in it. And then you look through this lens up at a light and you'll be able to tell what the proof is. So this one is about 25. So 25 proof wine, not bad. You know, considering your store-bought wines are about 12 to 14. And I don't know how accurate this is, but I have checked my store-bought wine and it wasn't what they said. So I have kind of inclination to believe that this is right, just because they're probably lying to me about that wine. Anyway, just thought I'd show you that one.